Yeah, Carson, he's a great guy. First off, he talks to me a lot about stuff outside of football, so I think we kind of built a little bit of chemistry, off the field, and I think it's translated to on the field really well. He's somebody that he's going to remember every single play and then talk to you about it afterwards, tell you how he wants it ran. So I think that's really helped me out so far.
Bonding off.
We both are represented by the same agent, actually, so that's kind of how I met him originally. And then we spent some time together down in California, working out a couple days. So it was cool to hang out with him off the field and get in with some of the other guys too.
And there was a period, I think it was like before period 5, you guys were just kind of chatting over there. Do you recall what that was about, or were you just doing the...
Oh, I can't remember right now, but I mean, I'm sure it was just something we were just messing around about. He's a pretty jokester, so it's a good thing to be around him.
Cole, how do you feel you're doing so far in this camp? Now that's in week 2, how do you feel you've progressed? Things have the offense come a little bit easier to you? Just assess your performance so far.
I think I've done okay. I've done pretty well with not making too many mental errors. That was my main goal. Coming from such a simple offense I had in college to this was I really wanted to focus on understanding the playbook and doing my assignment right every time. I still think there's a lot of room for improvement, but luckily I've had a lot of guys who have helped me out, like Logan Thomas and John Bates and Samus and Alex as well. They've all taken me under their wing a little bit and helped me out. So I've been lucky to have those group of guys around me.
Spoke on Logan, but how helpful has he been since you've gotten here, and how much of a resource has he been during camp?
Yeah, Logan, he's always around, even in he comes over and watches all the team periods. So it's awesome having a guy like him. He's somebody who's like another coach out there since he's going on, I think, his ninth or 10th year. So he's been successful in this league for a long time, and he's somebody I look up to and want to have a career like. So I appreciate him helping me out every time he gets a chance.
Cole, you obviously come from a receiver background and you've flashed throughout camp, like pass catching, but how's blocking been? How have you been picking up that?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time during OTAs, and so did Armani and Curtis. We spent a lot of time with Coach Castile, extra time watching film, working on just the basics of blocking. So I think, it's something that it's a little different blocking at this level, versus the guys are a little bigger, but at the end of the day, technique will save you. So as long as we keep working hard and keep working on our technique, I think it'll only keep getting better.
With blocking, what's been the hardest part of it to pick up?
I would just say always taking the right footwork, because every single play, when you get to this level, we have every single zone scheme, almost every single gap scheme in. So remembering which footwork to take on which play, which guy you're going to, that's the hardest part. But once you get past that, you can start playing fast, and blocking, half of it's just the mentality of wanting to do it and wanting to be good at it. So I think that every single person in our room has that, and they have fight, so that's half the battle.
You mentioned learning the playbook. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, learning the playbook, it's a bit of sometimes it can be struggle and frustrating, but you just have to study it just like it's a test every single day. Every single day is an audition, and they're installing new stuff every single day. But if you stay after and you work hard, and you got to find what works for you. I like to come in after and rewrite the plays on the board. So that's really helped me out.
How did you kind of develop that approach? Was it some trial and error, or how do you find what works for you?
Yeah, I think it started off in college. Kind of learning schemes and concepts, because at the end of the day, every play is some sort of scheme. So just kind of understanding which one's which, and then from there, I kind of found that out through when I went to the Senior Bowl in January, because I was learning there they only give you 1 week to learn a whole playbook, and they don't give it to you any in advance. So I kind of understood the time crunch once that was. So that kind of gave me a taste of what it was going to be like here.
Some of your teammates have just talked about the days where, sometimes the offense gets the best of the defense and sometimes it's the reverse. What are the different takeaways from those two different types of days for you?
I think when you walk into the team meeting room, when the whole offense meets, you can kind of tell, everyone wants, when you get beat one day, you want to come out a little harder the next day, and, vice versa. But when you win, you want to bring the same intensity the next day, and that's the hardest part, So I think, it's supposed to be that way. The offense going back and forth from the defense, I think that shows that we're a balanced team.
On your vertical routes down the field?
I think it helps because I kind of present a bigger target for Carson, so it's kind of hard to miss me sometimes when I'm running out there. So that's what he tells me, at least. So I think that's what helps.
And what about when making contact? It seems like maybe it gives you a little bit of an edge there too, at all? Or
Yeah, I think you can kind of put the ball in places where only I can go get it. So I think that's where it kind of helps me out. Obviously the high balls, but even out in front and behind me, I think there's a lot of balls I can get to that might be challenging for somebody else.
And with John Bates, you can't control injuries, but do you think you're seeing more reps because of that, or how has the additional reps kind of helped you maybe speed up this process?
The additional reps have helped me out for sure to get a better grasp. The easiest way of learning something is by doing it. So, John, he's going through his stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to do whatever they ask me to do and be prepared for it. So. Thank you.